Booming Thunder Radio, where we groove as the spirit moves. Yeah. Drawing the honey from the rock with the righteous Reverend Doctor on Booming Thunder Radio.
Hallelujah. Mighty Father, may all the earth be praised, yea, and give glory to your mighty name, the mystery revealed but by one filled with the hope, yea, that comes from the faith of the living word, yea, in a Hanukkite warrior's heart, a humbled bond servant of him who creates all things for the everlasting eternal one. Yea, our Father, the unknowable one, the unspeakable name by those who do not know him. For to speak his name and not in reverence of his holy name would be, they would drop, yeah, like droplets of rain upon the lake of fire. Yeah, all our brothers Michael, yeah, and the wall builders, the Ezras, the Ezraites, our brothers, ye fattened for the slaughter, bald-headed like Solomon with their eyes gouged out. Now their hair grows and their arms are placed with their mighty hands against the two pillars of fire in the clouds of smoke, yea, and vapor, the breath of a man in the earth. But for a moment, yea, even as a snapping turtle, yea, can be seen in the depths of the clear water, yea, and the things that were built long ago, preparing for these days coming ahead. Now, if what our entrusted leaders could only encode messages unto the faithful assembly of the earth, it's been 70 years, yea, like fine wine, yea, in a charcoal vat, yea, and the nectar in the 71st year is tested and tasted. And what is found unseen in the earth? Abominable things in the land of Jerusalem. Come out of her. Let the people go, and let them serve the one true God, revealed but by one, the faithfulness of the Son, who only does the will of the unknowable one. when the Son himself reveals the Father, and only the Father himself knows when he sends the Son in each man's heart, that he can be the leader of his family with the hope, the faith that comes by hearing the living word each day, rising before dawn's early light, with the wise master builder, the spirit of truth, yea, the cleansing of the cup, the forgiveness of all the earth, for their blindness of the truth of heavens in the earth, and all that would control the minds and the hearts of the people, enslaving them, yea, to leave to provide for those that they love before the dawning of the light, not making time for forgiveness and building heaven in your heart each day, mighty friends. We must slay the beast that enters in the night, removing our heads, our ego, our way of thinking, and give our heart to Yehoshua HaMashiach, yea, the living word, yea, the one who came in the spirit of the Father. It was in his heart and mind, and upon the earth like Moshe and all the patriarchs that came in the spirit of truth to lead the people, yea, to gather those that would build the wall in the promised land, in the new Jerusalem once more, in a man's heart. This is what our Father, Yod He Vav He, desires. The patterns of evidence reveal the mystery of the everlasting glory, the faith, hope, and love. Yea, the greatest of these is in each of our hearts. The love of the truth, that's all you need. And the spirit of truth, when you believe the Mashiach, can be awakened inside, and you too as one with him, becoming the wise master builder, doing only the work of the Father, as the Son of everlasting glory in the earth reveals the unknowable one. And the fullness of the Son is revealed only by the Father, and is known only by the Father. And the wisdom of the Father is only revealed by the faithfulness of the Son, as his Son came and gave his life to reveal the revelation of Torah. Yea, that each of us are the tabernacle of the beloved one. Our minds are the tent of meeting. The secret place is the prayer shawl, the white linen over our heads, our hands clutching together tightly, our forehead bowing down upon our clutched hands, the wetness of our prayer shawl felt by our tears of joy, and agony. We must endure the ignorance of all the earth and not raise the twisting of the fire and the steel to make war in the earth. Let the twisting of the blade be for the turning of the meat. Yea, the following of each word in the living word given us each day. Yea, a pointer, a rod of iron that glances and grazes in the green pasture of the living word. Yea, by the still water which you are, each of us, the fathers of our house, faithfully, patiently, waiting, the wanting to do for their priest that is in the kingdom of heaven in the earth, believing that the Father is the priest of the family and the King of glory, the Son revealed but by one, the unknowable Father, in the mystery of heaven. Today's word was pierced by the rudeness of the blade, yea, of the sword of the Spirit. And wisdom received the blade in her pages, and she opened, yea, her Greek mindset. At page 841, we open the living word today. And so that no man would trust another man's word, but only this word of the Spirit in his heart and in his tabernacle. A strong man that looks deeper than the translation given him, for he loves the truth. Yea, a Hanukkite warrior that loves the truth more than his next breath. Our brother Thea, he is before us again this day, on his knees, professing his radiance, his humility, his G841. The Thea definition today is a perfect condition of life in which no aid or support is needed. Yea, sufficiency of the necessities of life have been given this humbled bond servant, this golden earring, yea, in his right ear, and the right thumb, and the right toe, and the three become one, the blood of the living Word, the Spirit of truth in a man's heart that becomes flesh, a mind contented with its lot, It means contentment. Our brother Thea pierces his own heart each morning with the blade of the Spirit of truth and takes and removes his own mind, that the mind of the anointed Son could be placed upon it. Yea, and as we go to the complete word study dictionary for G841, we see that it is a feminine noun, which means self-sufficient and content, self-sufficiency in a good sense. Sufficiency with oneself is spoken of as a satisfied mind or disposition, the knowing of faithfulness, of the forgiveness and salvation we have received. And now, having turned away from things, oaths, let us take a new vow to the everlasting Father, that these spoken necessities of life, yea, in 2 Corinthians 9:8, and God is able, do you understand? Giving himself from the very beginning, an able seaman wanting to enter in a willing vessel's heart, to make all grace abound to you, so that always having all sufficiency, there it is, G841, having all sufficiency in everything, that you may have an abundance for every good deed. Hallelujah. That your contentment, can be as that seen in 1 Timothy 6:6. Our brother Timothy, a fellow wise master builder, even an old Santa Claus, blessed with 2 sons, mighty in the word he has become. Route 66, he turned from that route, and now he pierces the ground, in a different way. So 1 Timothy 6:6, I send my love and blessing upon you, each one, my brother, builders of humility and the temple of God in your heart, in the heavens in your heart, in the earth this day. Yea, every day as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years with our Father, Mariahova, once revealed as each day in the kingdom of light upon the earth. But godliness actually is a means of great gain when accompanied by, there it is, G841, contentment. Hallelujah. A master, yea, a craftsman of the trade, giving himself over after 6 long years of service. And now he gives his whole life and stands with the awe in his heart and upon, the doorpost, on the narrow gate that swings open and shut, and then with the righteous understanding, a mouth opens wide. Hallelujah. The chewing of the cud and the feeding of all the little birds of heaven. Are you ready to cross over? Yeah, do you stand at the temple door and knock and it does not open? It opens no more? For you knew not the Mashiach. You knew his brother, the image of the beast in your heart. You did not slay and forgive the earth for their iniquity and their blindness, and receive God's mercy and grace, that evil could not touch you, for you have no evil thoughts towards other men, and with purity of heart this way, the evil power that they possess has no power upon any of us. We speak the living word, and their spirits run into swine and into the abyss in the twinkling of an eye. Or they humble themselves and cross over and become overcomers, turning away from the chiseling, and the mixing and the weaving of mortar in men's hearts. An alum that crumbles, or strength of mortar beyond this day and time. H841, the Hebrew mindset as we cross over, is a proper noun designating a sarela, and it comes from 1 Corinthians 25:2. Of the sons of Asaph, Zakur, Joseph, Nathaniah, and here it is, H841, Ash-Arelah, the sons of Asaph, under the direction of Asaph, who prophesied under the direction of the king. So what is Asaph? It's a name applied to several persons in the Old Testament, as we know the living word this day. The name actually means gatherer, or perhaps convener. You see, he was one of the beloved King David's chief music leaders, the son of Barakiah, and a Levite. He sounded the bronze cymbals. He ministered before the ark of God. His sons were appointed to various duties by the beloved King David. Here we can read about them in 1 Corinthians 25:1. Moreover, the beloved King David and the commanders of the army, they set apart for the service of the sons of Asaph and of Heman and of Jeduthun, who were to prophesy with lyres, harps, and cymbals, and the number of those who performed their service was. Oh, and it goes on from there. I'll let you take it from there, mighty friend. Yea, David composed many psalms, like 50 and Psalm 73 all the way through 83. Yeah, the singers at the temple under Ezra. Yeah, Ezra were descendants of Asaph. His descendants helped dedicate the new temple. Do you hear? Which you are this day, as they were in their day. Ezra 3 and 10. Listen, mighty friend. With the keen eagle's eye, and the blood upon the redness of his ear. Now when the builders had laid the foundation of the temple of Yahovah, the priests stood in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, there it is, H623, these sons of Asaph, with cymbals to praise Yahovah according to the directions of the beloved King David of Israel. Yeah, which is real. Yeah, it also refers to a Kohanite named Asaph, who served as a gatekeeper. We can read about this in 1 Chronicles 26 and 1. For the divisions of the gatekeepers, there were of the Korites, Mishelemiah, the son of Kor, of the sons of Asaph. Hallelujah, mighty friend. Our brother Asaph. And if we go to the brown driver, we see that Asriela H841, we're back there now. Asriela, it means God holds. So the wanting of the word in your heart could manifest in the morning as you pierce the veil of the living word in your heart. Yea, with the spirit of truth, the love of the truth within it. Yea, that your page is once parted, even in the mystery of heaven upon the earth, as we go to the living word. With all thoughts of this little town, this little wilderness, this little piece of Texas in Louisiana, just on the other side of the great flooded divide. They came on the Sabbath day, and the twisting of the steel and the inheritance of the craft of coals upon men's lips, was seen. The turning of the coals of fire, it was seen in all their hearts. But there were 3 who spoke not a word unto us as we passed through their gaping, gashed gates. They trembled and turned away, for they are chiselers who have unrepented hearts. Like Elihu. You? No, not the heart of Elijah. He's a humbled bondservant. He enrages not to rebuke his brother, who endures the ignorance of all men. So we open and begin the revelation of the Word in Job 32. Do you dare go with us? Or do you dare go with them to 33? The choice is yours to come in through the narrow way, the way of truth, or come in a chiseling way, the broad way. That California Beverly Hillbilly way. Miss Hathaway and her convertible is there to pick you up. Yes, sirree, let her little coronet sound as Elihu in anger rebukes our brother Job, who has endured so much for the living word to manifest, even in the Father's perfect time before his brothers. Then these 3 men ceased answering Job, because he was righteous in his own eyes. But the anger of Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, of the family of Ram, burned against Job. His anger burned because he justified himself before God. And his anger burned against his 3 friends because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. Now Elihu had waited to speak to Job because they were years older than he. And when Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of the 3 men, his anger burned. So Elihu the son of Barachel, the Buzite, spoke out and said, I am young in years, and you are old. Therefore, I was shy and afraid to tell you what I think. I thought age should speak, and increased years should teach wisdom. But it is a spirit in man. Do you understand? But it is a spirit in man, and the breath of the Almighty gives them understanding. Hallelujah. Hoshua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King. The abundant in years may not be wise, nor may elders understand justice. Do you understand that? Just because you're old does not mean you're wise. There's many a foolish old man gone to his grave. Behold, the abundant in years may not be wise, nor may elders understand justice. So I say, listen to me. I too will tell what I think. Behold, I waited for your words. I listened to your reasonings. While you pondered what to say, I even paid close attention to you, spotless one, the Spirit of truth. Indeed, there was no one who refuted Job. Not one of you who answered his words. Do not say, we have found wisdom. God will root him, not man. Jeremiah 9:23 for the faithful witness. For he was not arranged. The ranging of his words were never against me, nor will I repay to him with your arguments. They are dismayed, they no longer answer. Words have failed them. Yea, they seek in hollow words of themselves, and not the spirit of truth, and the faith, hope, and love in their hearts. Shall I wait because they do not speak? Because they stop and no longer answer? I too will answer my share. I also will tell my opinion. For I am full of words. The Spirit within me constrains me. Behold, my belly is like unvented wine, like new wineskins. Do you hear? It is about to burst. Let me speak that I may get relief. Let me open my lips and answer. Let me now be partial to no one, nor flatter any man. Leviticus 19:15. 15. Yeah, the faithful witness, even in the 20th century. Fox. For I do not know how to flatter, else my Maker would soon take me away. Elihu now claims to speak for God in chapter 33. However, now, Job, please hear my speech and listen to all my words. Behold, now I open my mouth. My tongue and my mouth speaks. My words are from the uprightness of my heart, and my lips speak knowledge sincerely. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. Refute me if you can. Array yourselves before me. Take your stand. Behold, I belong to God like you. I too have been formed out of the clay. Behold, no fear of me should terrify you, nor should my pressure weigh heavily on you. Surely you have spoken in my hearing, and I have heard the sound of your words. I am pure, without transgression. I am innocent, and there is no guilt in me. Behold, he invents pretexts against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks. He watches all my paths. Behold, let me tell you, you are not right in this, for God is greater than man. Why do you complain against him that does not give an account of all his doings? Indeed, God speaks once or twice, yet no one notices it. In a dream, a vision of the night, when sound sleep falls on men, while they slumber in their beds, then the existing one opens the ears of men and seals their instruction, the pillars of fire, that they may turn man aside from his conduct and keep man from pride, for he would not humble himself. He keeps back his soul from the pit and his life from passing over into Sheol. Do you hear? Man is also chastened with pain on his bed. Do you hear? Yea, we seek to present you all chastened virgins, pure morality, giving your whole lives and your whole heart into the everlasting glory in the earth, the love of the truth, the living word made flesh and circumcised, that old flap that covers the tool, Yea, the tools of the craft thrown upon the unhewn stones of the fire. And with unceasing complaint in his bones, so that his life loathes bread, and his soul favorite food. His flesh wastes away from sight, and his bones, which were not seen, stick out. Lips stick out, a pouting. Then his soul draws near to the pit, do you hear? And his life to those who bring death. If there is an angel as mediator for him, 1 out of 1,000, do you hear? To remind a man what is right for him. Then let him be gracious to him and say, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. Let his flesh become fresher than in youth. Let him return to the days of his youthful vigor. Yea, even his bride, his treasured Cajun queen, that all the earth would marvel. Then he will pray to God, and he will accept him, and he, yea, that he may see his face with joy, and he may restore his righteousness to man, yea, the everlasting glory in his heart. He will sing to men and say, I have sinned and perverted what is right, and it is not proper for me. He has redeemed my soul from going to the pit, and my life shall see the light. Hallelujah, Yahushua HaMashiach, our Sabbath day King, that reveals the mighty one of Israel, the unknowable Father, Jehovah. Behold, God does all these, oftentimes with men, to bring back his soul from the pit. Yea, even you, spotless one, that he may be enlightened with the light of life in his heart, seen manifesting as a lightning and booming thunder before his eyes. Pay attention, O Job, listen to me. Keep silent and let me speak. Then if you have anything to say, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me. Keep silent, and I will teach you wisdom. Yea, let the doves sing in the cedars outside. The still water gathered in the marsh field. Yea, the fatness of, yea, the mighty ox. The treading of the grain, the kicking of the door. You know what time it is now. Yes, sir, Reba. Now that you got a job to do, Oh, now that you got a Job, that you have become a spotless lamb of the first year, a wanting for a foot washing, the cleansing to walk in the love of the truth, that the Father, the unknowable one, would make known the second coming of the Son in our heart, and the washing of the Word, and our faithfulness to Him, seeking first the kingdom and the righteousness of the Son of glory in our heart. Yea, we saw this day Hebrew pie from 50 years ago. Hebrew pie, 1969. If you'd like to look at it with us, you can go to HebrewPI.com and look at the top of the page for 2 faithful witnesses, which you are. You and that person you testify this truth to. And you go down and you look at the second block of numbers for 1969. You touch that and it'll take you to the page on HebrewPie.com. The latter rain has begun. Hebrew Pie, 1969. May your talons, yea, the cleverness of the sharpness of our talons clutch the eagle's wing. So the picture for our mind is a ram, an old billy goat hanging from his chinny chin, and 2 horns raked back on his head. And the clutching tiger with its right hand upon its back and its left hand upon its right shoulder, devouring the left shoulder with the thrusting of his rear feet and the piercing of the daggers in his mouth. So the sum of Hebrew Pie 1969 is 250. And so if we go to the Brown Driver Briggs, the BDB definition of the Hebrew, the strongman, Hebrew 250, we see that the BDB definition is Ezraite, which means a native, something arising out of the soil there in the native land. It's also Ezraite from the family of Zakah, a patronymic from H2246, a cherished one. father-in-law of Moshe. And so we go to the complete word study. We see that H250 is a proper noun designating Ezraite. So we have a few witnesses here. Psalm 89. Oh, this is one of the ones that David made for the temple worship leaders. A maskil of Ethan, there it is, Ezraite. I will sing of the loving kindness of the existing Father forever. To all generations I will make known your faithfulness with my mouth. Hallelujah. May the beloved King that gave us these words be praised. Psalms 88, a psalm of the sons of Korah, for the choir director according to Mahalath Leanoth, a maskil of Heman, the Ezraite. O existing Father, the God of my salvation, I have cried out by day and in the night before you. Oh, thank you, Father, for the faithfulness of our beloved King David to write the words of the Spirit of truth given him. Yea, and 1 Kings 4:31. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezraite, Heman, Calcol, and Darda, yea, even as the defense department gone astray. The sons of Mahal, may they frame his fame, that it would be known in all the surrounding nations, that the Spirit of truth and the keen eagle's eye, yea, brings the chewing of the snakes, the chewing of the cud, and the feeding of the children, not of the vine where the snake lies in wait for evening time, where the able seaman is stolen. The hearts of men are bound, for they cannot battle angels in the earth unless they stand as angels, humbled bond servants, faithful but to one, the love of the truth in their heart, and all that was given for their joy and manifesting the sword of the Spirit of truth. And what happens? What happens to our brother? When he tastes this glory and turns back away to the craft, to his Baal Peor, the god of Baal he worships. May it be given over to sift his soul forever until the revelation of the truth comes forth in his heart once more. That he would become a G250, an aloe, a tree which is highly aromatic, yea, a tree that smells so good that the Orientals used it to make perfume, and the Egyptians, they used it, are you listening? For embalming the dead, even the living. John 19 and 39. Remember Nicodemus, who had first come to him by night, also came bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes. There it is, G250, about 100 pounds in weight. Yea, and Proverbs 7:17. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. And Numbers, Numbers 24 and 6. Are you listening, mighty friend? The Torah portion is in the mystery of the numbers now. Like valleys that stretch out. Do you see the valley that stretches out? Do you see the scent of the lilies by the sea? Like gardens beside the river, like aloes, trees planted by Yahushua HaMashiach. They be like cedars beside the waters, mighty friend. And those that are planted in this way are the ones who have not turned away, but are the ones who have become bondservants and planted like cedars beside the water. And our brother Thea, in his definition, aloes, is comparable to G174, which is all about the thorns. Woven out of twigs of a thorny plant. Where it comes from. Made of thorns refers to what something is made out of instead of behavior, which is indicated by the suffix ikos, I-K-O-S. Eek, it says O-S! Was that Buffalo Wild Bill? Is he gonna code it up? Yeah. As the flying leathernecks live even till this very day. So let us see what the tiger has done to the backs of the goats. We have not recorded this, so we'll be reading this live for the first time for you all, knowing that the Sabbath day and the silence we have had in your searching in the spirit of truth revealed in this mysterious way this day would make known the mystery of heaven in your heart. Hebrew Pie, 1969. May your talons clutch. Repentance is always what mighty Yahovah's breath brings to us, brings forth. Baskets raised as men are helped through the captain's golden submarine door. Feet scurrying, wanting to be washed, about hands waving their goodbyes. Like paupers, we have become in our bonding, you and the existing spirit of truth in a man's heart, as clay vessels, clay baskets, a potter's work of old. The baskets once raised with rewards for many now are the harvested food, the scent of the bride in her completeness by the river of evermore. With eyes opened wide, we enter the tabernacle hidden inside. That wonder, that world of the Spirit, and those that have little eyes that see the cresting of the waves. May each king's Cajun queen help the humbled ones through the door, illuminating each of the hearers as a ladder leaning, rain pouring on us all. This mysterious marriage hoopah is what brings the rich man, even with his sons at his side, to the tent of meeting, the secret place covered by the honey badger's prayer shawl, the first of the 4 skins circumcised once more. The breath of Yahweh and the repentance of 3 Vavs, that turned aside on the Sabbath day, is what is seen on the back of Roosevelt's dimes. Do you hear? A united life filled with the hope of glory, a man, a mere mortal, his leather and our Father's horses plow the fields each season that comes our way. The 12th, being faithful inside as the right hand of the Son becomes the right hand of the Father. cutting the fruit from the vine, removing the sucker branches by the wisdom of truth, seen as the flower is pinched with a grin. Yeah, a little Elsie daisy, udders hanging down low. A daisy with flower power. So swing that hammer and crack that whip, for the veil that once divided is now raining liquid light upon the earth, yea, upon all the righteous men. May our talons clutch the snakes and goats, giving them wholeness, bonding them in our mama eagle's brood, giving each the cud and the golden submarine's anointed oil again and again. Now, I know that you need repentance and that evil is at your door day and night, for they are fearful of your crossing over. So you take that harp and you look down the barrel of that great divide at Satan himself, the bizarre way, a right turn on the 59th Street, yeah, a feeling groovy kind of way.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling
Groovy, feeling groovy, be groovy. Being groovy.
what you knowin'. I've come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do it, do, feeling groovy.
A pinch of flour for you and me. Yea, being groovy, mighty friend.
Dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you. All